Hey everyone, it's Angela with FoodStorageAndSurvival.com and welcome to my backyard. Today we're going to be walking through my garden drip system and I'm going to show you how that works. Just so you know, it's not a professionally designed system. This is something we put together ourselves. So you'll see, we've tried out about one of everything. So anyway, we'll start at the beginning, and that is at the hose spigot. We actually have two coming off. This one goes to our potato rows, and that we actually just added, and so it's not hooked up to everything else yet. And this one with the filter goes out to the garden beds and the corn rows. So we'll follow them out. We'll go visit the potatoes first. Okay, the yellow hose comes in and hooks into we have a shut-off valve, which actually is shut off right now. We'll turn the potatoes on and let them water. Alright, we'll come back to the potatoes once they've got some water coming out the drip lines. We'll go visit the other part. Hey, these are the garden beds. They are long, and there's 4 of them, and so each one has its own drip lines on it. But all of the garden beds are hooked in to one piece of PVC pipe. So the PVC goes kind of like down to this corner and then all the way across to the last bed there. And the whole system, the whole bed has a shut off, and then each individual bed has a shut off as well. So the shut offs then, let's see, the beds tee off. And you know, this is it's kind of a crazy amount of pieces that are pieced together so that we could get a valve in here. You wouldn't need that much if you were just going straight to the pipe. This part is the 5/8 inch funny pipe, is what it's called. I don't know, that's what my husband calls it. 5/8 inch pipe, and then we have 1/4 inch drip line hooked into that. You can see there, we're watering our weed and our beans. But the drip comes out of the little hole in the pipe. And so those lines run the length of the bed. We have them spaced a little ways apart so that pretty much the whole bed gets watered. If they're run long enough, the whole bed is plenty soaked. And nothing else gets watered, like the walkways don't get watered. So you hope that the weeds are a little bit less in the walkways. All right, let's see. Then we'll come back out this one. Now we've hooked all this in with a hose. So hose comes in to feed the water in, and then a hose comes out the other side. And this is like some kind of PVC magic that my husband hooked up. At the end of the garden beds, we have a line that elbows off, and this goes down and feeds the squash. We'll walk down this one. Down the bed, down the bed. And this is all just the solid 5/8 tube, and then it elbows here, and we have T's coming off, and they go out to variable rate emitters. These things really stink, actually. They're supposed to be variable to where you can, you turn it and you get more water, or you turn it the other way and you get less water, so that you can drip fast or slow. But it seems like every time we turn the water on, we have to come and check these because they're kind of sketchy. They plug up, or they're not like they were when you set them last time. So anyway, we always have to come down and check all our squash drippers. All right, we'll go back up to the top now. All right, we're back up at the top. Before I went any further, I wanted to just show you we've run let's see, every one of the 4 beds has the same 4 lines that runs down it, same drip lines. We tried one time to put emitters into where we wanted our tomatoes, but then we found that it was, once you've got your emitter set in there, you can't change it. And so if I wanted more tomatoes one year or fewer tomatoes another year, then I couldn't change that. So now we just run the drip lines. Let's see if I can get a good shot in there with the weeds too. There's always weeds. They run just next to the tomato plants. You can see in there. There we go. So we just run them down, plant the tomato plants along the drip lines. All right, back out to the top. We'll follow this other hose that goes out, and this goes over to our corn rows. And the corn has, as it comes into the PVC line that feeds the corn rows, we have a flow reducer because we're using T-tape on the corn. Why we use different things, I really don't remember. But maybe because we bought them and we decided we better use it. So T-tape needs a flow reducer because it tends to rupture if you get too much pressure. So it's really sensitive to too much pressure. The whole corn row system has a shutoff as well. And then each row can be capped. So this row I haven't planted yet. We're going to plant that in another couple weeks. But you come out to a row that, here's one that has the T-tape hooked to it, and there's, you know, different fittings to get the T-tape to hook on to your PVC. Let's see, let's go on one. There's another one. And the last one has an elbow. So I've planted 3 rows of corn. We actually do have corn coming up, but we also have a lot of weeds coming up. I love weeds. At the end of the corn row PVC, we have patched in a line to water the raspberries. And this is, we ran 2 lines of the 1/4-inch drip line. And that waters the raspberries. Here's some babies we just transplanted. But the bigger ones are down the row a little ways. And that runs the full length of the row. Now in this system we've got it cut into pieces like this so that in the fall it actually disassembles at a lot of these joints, and we can pack it up, and it packs up actually really compactly. So all of the lines that run down the rows roll up. We put them in a barrel. All the PVC lengths lay together at the side of the field. Here we'll go back and check on those potatoes, since they're probably dripping now. Oh wait, back up just a second. I'm gonna look at the T-tape real quick. A close up on the T-tape. This is the T-tape that comes out, waters the corn. There really is corn gonna come up here. Anyway, it's got slits in it, and these are at intervals. You see, when the water comes out that slit, there's one that I haven't messed with yet, so you can just see how the water oozes out. So it works a lot like that 1/4-inch drip line, but this stuff rolls up. It's really flat. It does kind of tend to get squirrely in the heat. Like, see how that row's squished over? So I gotta go get a, it needs to be staked down fairly frequently. The drip line doesn't seem to get quite as wiggly, but because they're black, they just kind of warp in the heat, and just need stakes. I'll run down here and find a stake. Oh, there's a stake. Just have them staked down every so often. All right, now we'll head back over and check on the potatoes, which actually have a 3rd kind of a drip line on them. All right, we're back at the potato lines, and this one's just run in on a hose right now. Eventually it'll probably get hooked into one of the PVC lines, but it also has a valve to shut it on and off, like I showed earlier, except now it's on, and we've run it onto a length of the, what did we call that? The 5/8 inch funny pipe. Oh, it actually says, let's see, this one is a Drip Master 1/2 inch. Whatever it is. So we have the 1/2 inch, I guess. Then we have 1/2 inch drip line, and this line, it's like the 1/4-inch drip line, but we get a lot more water dripping out it. It's a lot faster drip. There's one that's kind of up off the ground. You can see it dripping. So it doesn't need to be on as long. It doesn't need to be watered as long. Hey, hey, looky there. Baby potato. Yay! And this stuff gets a little squirrely in the sunshine too. So we're going to have to go straighten those out. We've got stakes every so often, but sometimes you just got to go down and pull on the end of the line and straighten it all out again. So that's the whole garden drip system. It's kind of a pain to put it all together in the spring, but once it's down, it makes watering all summer long so easy, because we just turn the garden on and turn the garden off. There's no moving sprinklers, and we're only watering where we want the water and not everywhere, to where we encourage more weed growth. Also, we live in a really dry climate, and this uses a ton less water than running a sprinkler. You lose any to evaporation, and like I say, you're not watering the whole garden, you're just watering where you planted stuff. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and for more preparedness fun, join me on my blog, foodstorageandsurvival.com. Thanks a bunch.